Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
PD Beats here from Popternative, speaking to Matt Sato about Doogie Kamealoha, MD on Disney Plus. Welcome to the show, man. Thank you so much for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me, Pete.
Absolutely. It's an exciting time. What's going through your mind like a couple of days before the show finally drops on Disney Plus, man?
So the show premiered on September 8th, and I remember before the show came out, my stomach was going crazy. I was just so excited to see it finally on screen. I had seen a couple screenings before the show was done, but I had no idea what the final picture was going to look like. And it was so exciting.
And it's pretty cool because, loosely based off like Doogie Howser and everything. Did you go back and watch that show a little bit once you were casted for it? Like, was there any of that happening?
Yeah, I did. I actually went and watched a couple of episodes. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I remember when I first moved to LA, my mom actually told me you would make a great Doogie reboot. Like, you could be a Doogie in a new reboot if they did it. And they never did it when I was that age, but I got a little older and I ended up playing the older brother, so that's pretty cool.
A little bit of a full circle moment there. It's like your mom knew almost.
Yeah, and who'd have thought I'd end up being back in Hawaii on top of that?
Oh, absolutely. That was actually like my next question. What was it like kind of filming there and everything? What was that like?
Oh, it was so cool. I mean, it's home to me, so I got to show all the other cast members like all my favorite places, and I got to kind of show them around. So it was a lot of fun, and I got to see my parents, and all my family and friends are going to be able to relate to the show and everything, so it's sweet.
What was something that kind of stood out to you when you kind of decided that acting and storytelling was something you wanted to do? What did you like about the idea of being an actor, Matt?
I think it was just how many emotions you can get out of watching something as an audience member. I mean, it's just crazy how watching something on a screen can make you cry and laugh and all those great things. And I think for me, that's just what it was. Yeah.
What do you like? We mentioned it came out in September, so people have had a chance to see it on Disney Plus. When people get to see the show, like emotion wise, takeaway wise, what are you hoping they get out of it?
I think there's a lot to get out of it. I mean, the show's a bit of a comedy, a bit of a drama. It's like a procedural doctor show. So it has something for everyone, and it's a coming of age story, so the whole family can enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I mean, you'll feel everything with the show.
And you not only are part of the Doogie Kamealoha MD family, you're also part of the Disney Plus family.
Yes.
How does Matt Sato feel about being part of the Disney Plus family?
I think if you were to tell 8-year-old Matt Sato that he would be a part of the Disney Plus wasn't a thing, but the Disney family, he would have been stoked for sure.
Absolutely. Besides acting, what are some other things you're really, really interested in hobby-wise?
I'm really into hiking. I'm really into photography, videography, filmmaking, all that kind of stuff. And I love the outdoors, fishing.
It's interesting because you said like photography and everything. You said filming, so the answer to this question is yes, but you're obviously focusing on your acting right now, Matt. But obviously, going maybe behind the camera, because a lot of people do both, right? Like they go behind the camera, in front of the camera. Obviously, it's safe to say that maybe directing and writing is something you want to do.
Yeah, exactly. Totally. I really just want to get into it all. I mean, I love all of it. So hopefully in the future,
Absolutely. What was it like specifically playing this character in the show? And what was it kind of like seeing it on script and then actually like going and like shooting it? Like I find those are two kind of different mindsets as well, which I'm interested in.
Totally. It's crazy to see the way that you read it compared to the way it comes out, because a lot of times you'll have your own whole version of the show in your head, and then you see the way that they ended up making it, and it's usually a lot better, at least for me. And, and it's pretty mind-blowing to see it all come together, because you don't see everything when you're shooting it. I mean, you get to see all your parts happen and all your jokes and everything, but you don't know how they're going to edit stuff together. And a lot of times there'll be a little joke that you have to say in a certain scene, and you're like, I don't quite get that. Don't get it. And then once you watch it, you're like, oh, that's why. And it's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
Watch.
Was it a weird feeling when it finally like dropped on Disney Plus though? Because it's like, you're getting ready and then it's like finally out there for everyone to see. Like, was it a cool, surreal feeling of it when it actually released?
Yeah, because there was so much anticipation. I mean,
Yeah.
we've been talking about it since January or February, and now 6 episodes are already out. So
Yeah.
it's crazy how fast it all moved. But yeah, there was so much anticipation, and we didn't know what to expect.
What's the reception been specifically from your circle, your family and friends, Matt?
It's all been good for me. I mean, everyone loves it. My friends and family, they all love it, especially the people from Hawaii.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of little jokes and stuff in there for them that not everyone else will get.
It's funny. Some of my favorite movies, like over the years, are filmed in Hawaii, and I feel like there's a reason. Like there's like movies like Blue Crush.
Yeah.
That, like Adam Sandler's Just Go With It was also filmed in Hawaii. I love that movie. Like there's so many good movies filmed in
Yeah.
Hawaii, man.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. What are some other things too about playing this character that were interesting to you? Obviously the brother and everything, brother to lead character, but like what specifically was going through your mind preparing for a role like this?
Well, he's this really like kind of chill guy, and he doesn't care to really go with the crowds or anything like that. And I think he's kind of like me, and he's not trying to impress everyone in the same way that his sister impresses everyone.
Yep.
So he's finding his own kind of journey throughout the season, I guess, and figuring out what he wants, because it seems like to him that everyone has everything so together and he doesn't. And I think that's really relatable for a lot of people.
Absolutely. I do need to ask, I always ask this, were there any, whether you were pranked or you pranked people, I mean, working on set, you're smiling, I need to know, any kind of funny things happen on set, any pranks, anything happen with the cast? Because I always ask that because you guys are with each other all the time, right? So
Yeah.
there's going to be some maybe long nights where there's some goofiness, like anything you could tell me about that?
There was all kinds of stuff throughout the show. I mean, there's so many little inside jokes and jokes that we had. I mean, there's even some that make it onto the show that we've seen, and
Oh, wow.
people might watch it and be like, I don't get that, but we get it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Absolutely. No, that is pretty cool. So I am curious before we wrap up too, in terms of like you kind of getting the role and auditioning for the role and everything, was it kind of like older brother, like description wise, like what were you told about the character specifically?
So what I got, I believe, was Kai is Lahella's, I think it was street smart older brother, but I don't remember. It was like he has a hard time at school, but he's able to give her, it was something like that.
Yeah.
It was something like that.
It's weird, and then it's like transformed on the screen, right? And then it's just the rest is history.
As the season goes, it changes a little, and everything gets little tweaks based on how it plays out and the way that they continue writing the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Matt, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for coming on the show. I really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Pete.
Yeah, absolutely. So they can watch the show on Disney Plus. You mentioned it, 6 episodes already out. It's amazing. Doogie Kamealoha MD. And where can people follow you on social media to keep up to date with everything?
You can follow me on Instagram at Matt Sato, and if you want to find my accounts for anything else, you'll be able to find it there.
Absolutely. Well, this has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative for previous episodes, Popternative.com for other content as well. Until next time, this is Matt Sato from Doogie Kamealoha MD on Disney Plus and PD Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.